Hello, friends, and welcome back to Malicious Compliance Stories. Because trying to hit a cop is a smart thing to do, right? People are incredibly stupid. I applaud our OP for doing the right thing and getting this scum-sucking bottom feeder locked up. Good job. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're new here and turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video every single day. Here we go. Tries to sell my store-stolen property, gets arrested. So I work in an electronics repair shop where we also buy, sell, trade phones and tablets. I got a call on my day off because a new person thought someone was trying to sell something stolen. I walk in and a lady's attempting to sell an ATT iPad Air 64 gigabit for $50 and doesn't remember the password on it. I tell her that I would definitely be interested in it, but we'd have to remove the password. I take the device to the back and set it on my desk, remove the SIM card, and write the model number down. I walk over to AT&T and find out through the customer service rep that the customer that it belongs to had his house robbed an hour earlier, and this was one of the items that was stolen. I tell them to have the police go to his house and to come to my work, and I'll stall the customer. I get back to my store and tell the customer that everything is clean on the tablet, and as soon as it's restored, I can give her $350 for it. She, of course, is ecstatic about it and calls her friends up going, "Can you believe it? We're going to get this much for it?" I have her fill out paperwork saying how much she's selling it for with a copy of her driver's license. This is when the police officer walks in. She instantly has a F look on her face and tries to walk away. The officer tries to talk to her and she pushes him. He grabs her and tackles her to the ground. While she's throwing punches, he maces her in handcuffs. It ended up that she had in her possession this elderly man's wallet with driver's license, social security card, credit cards, and other personal stuff. My favorite part's when she calls up her accomplices, leaving a lovely last call clue for the cops to go find them too. And our second story. My sister demands a better birthday gift. About a year ago, my sister turned 27. We're close in age. She's about 2 years older, but we aren't close. We are the world's most opposite people in every way. She's shy, I'm outgoing. She's short, I'm tall. She's Christian, I'm Jewish. So is she technically according to Jewish law, but whatever. Among my friends and family, I'm known as a great gift giver. My gifts are personal, thoughtful. I'm a great shopper, so I can really find nice things in the right budget, and I spend a lot of time and effort on it. So people generally expect me to get them the best gift. I know that sounds braggy, but it's something I've always been good at, and I love giving gifts. I'd rather give gifts than get them. Gifting is a passion of mine. I was really excited about what I picked out for my sister. I mentioned it to my mom, and she ended up telling my sister before I got it. I was next to her when she was on the phone and spilled the beans. My sister went off. She was yelling about how stupid and she hates it and hates me. I'm the worst person. She wasn't so much angry about the gift as the fact that I wasn't excited enough for her when she shared some big news that inspired the gift. It's a personal thing and a long story, but it was great. I knew the event was important to her, but she was PO'd it wasn't important enough to me and didn't want me to be involved in celebrating it. I was pissed about her ranting and calling me every name in the book. Luckily, I hadn't ordered the custom unreturnable item yet. I told her I heard everything she said. Normal people might apologize in that situation. Not my sister. She's really selfish and unable to think about anyone but herself. She got pissed again and yelled at me and again called me a bunch of names. I told her that was the gift, and if she didn't want it, fine, but don't expect something else. I figured if she didn't want the gift, she shouldn't get it. But I wasn't going to reward her behavior. If she had said to me in a normal way she didn't want it, I would have happily picked out something else. But with the way she complained about it and personally insulted me repeatedly, I was out. Flash to a couple weeks later. She was at home for a week for her birthday. Every day that week, she was waiting for a gift from me. On the last day, sister, where's my gift? Me, you told me you didn't want it. Sister, no, I said I didn't want that gift. She said that like I'd planned to give her cancer. Me, I told you I had a gift for you. You told me you didn't want it. I told you it's fine, but I'm not getting something else. Sister, but I want a gift and I expected you to get me one anyway. You're a bad sister. I've missed vacations to take care of her after ACL surgery and spent 2 weeks massaging her nasty feet from the time I woke up till I went to sleep. I say that plural because it happened twice in 2 years. She never even said thank you. Me, I still got you Hanukkah/Christmas gifts. Sister, it's my birthday. No, it's not. That was days ago. Me, I can give you one of your Christmas gifts today. Sister, fine. I give her the gift. She loves it. She does not say thank you. As I'm leaving her room, sister, so you're getting me another Christmas gift now, right? This is classic for my sister, so I wasn't too shocked in the moment. Reflecting now, I see how self-centered my sister is. This year, I got her a gift card. How? That's all you want to know? How do you expect to get another gift after you rejected the first? And our next story. Developer refuses to fix his nice new boulevard. I use a barbecue fire to get my way. The story. A few years back, we built a new house in a new subdivision. The subdivision had one access road that was like a small boulevard with trees and planting in the median. There were no broken yellow lines to prevent people from parking on the street. This was a problem because it left very little room to pass between a parked car and the curb of the trees/planting in the median. Only an average-sized vehicle could fit past any parked cars, and larger vehicles would routinely drive on the other side of the road to get past. One day, there were 2 vehicles parked opposite each other on this boulevard. One of the cars was abandoned and had been there for a couple of months. It occurred to us that if there was a fire or medical emergency, that a fire appliance or ambulance would not be able to fit between them to reach most of the residents of the subdivision. I thought that this was a big safety risk, so I contacted the developer with a simple solution: paint broken yellow lines on just one side of this boulevard so that emergency vehicles always have one clear access through. His reply: no chance. The roading design was signed off by the council. The developer's well-known local figure, who's used to getting his way, was going to ensure that he didn't. So I spoke with the head of the roading division of my local council. He looked up the plans and said there was no access issue. I explained that emergency vehicles couldn't get past if parked cars were restricting both lanes of the boulevard. He wasn't interested in listening to my arguments and stopped communicating with me. I was not happy leaving my house and family at risk of not being reached by emergency services, so I started thinking up a plan. It was only a week later that an opportunity arose to really prove my point to the council. I was roasting a kick-butt lamb rump on my barbecue that I had neglected to clean since ever. With the hood down, the drip tray that was filled with fat and debris caught fire, and I only noticed once it had started to overtake the whole barbecue, setting the powder coating on fire as well. I'd never normally call the fire department for something like this, but I thought it'd be a perfect way to test the access issue. I called them and explained the fire and that I had it under control, but they said they'd still like to come out and check anyways as a precaution. Perfect. When they arrive, I asked one of the firefighters if they had trouble reaching the house because of the car blocking the street. He said they did. I explained my struggle with the developer and the council, and he said that as soon as he returned to the station, he'd file an official complaint that the council cannot ignore, and they'll have to act on it very swiftly. The next day, I contacted the head of roading at the council again and very smugly told him that he'd be receiving an official report from the fire service to fix the road. Turned out the developer had deviated from the roading plans that the council had signed off on, and he'd made the boulevard planting larger than it should have been. So the council had no choice but to rip up and pave over the whole lot, seriously ruining the nice boulevard entrance to the new subdivision. The developer was pissed. If he'd listened to my first suggestion of painting yellow lines on one side of the boulevard, then he would have been able to keep his boulevard. Now the street's a barren strip of concrete. We left the area 6 months later. I think our OP handled it well. He saw a problem and tried to get it resolved before it caused a risk to lives and/or property. And our last story. Installed solar panels on my house. The backstory. We live in a semi-dense suburban neighborhood. We bought this house about 6 years ago. One of the neighbors moved out about 2 years ago, and the new neighbors moved in. After about a week, they came over and said the wife has MS and is sensitive to electromagnetic frequencies, dirty electricity. I was asked to install a cover over our electrical smart meter because they believe dirty electricity, Wi-Fi, and smart meters change your DNA and exacerbate her MS symptoms. Well, thinking that they're cuckoo, I oblige and install the cover because it doesn't do any harm to me. Go back 2 weeks and we're having our house mapped for new solar panels and test the power walls, and the husband notices the solar truck. Long story short, he tried to get the HOA to block approval of our solar panel, citing dirty electricity, and tried claiming the ADA should stop us. I know enough about the law from previous professional lives to know it doesn't apply to private single-family residences. I sent a note to the HOA explaining in no uncertain terms I will get a lawyer involved in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail if they block it, providing 10-plus articles from high-impact journals, including 2 meta-studies. The HOA attorney wrote me back asking if I was willing to oblige on any of his accommodation requests. These included moving our entire electrical panel system to the other side of the house and installing very specific components which cost 50% more. I told the attorney these were not reasonable accommodations and would not humor him. They approved our plan. He's now painting his side of the house with Wi-Fi and electromagnetic blocking paint and is upset because these measures on his end will cost him thousands of dollars, destroy his DNA, and make his wife's MS symptoms worse. Related event after the solar decision, we're having our house painted and he told the painters they couldn't put their ladders on his side of the property to get back at me. He was taking it out on the painters and was quite proud that they might have to bring in scissor lifts until I told him it was a fixed price quote. I went over and told him if he was going to be petty, I would be too. I let him know if this was how he would act, I'd add 2 high-power routers on that side of the house, remove his smart meter block, add a couple of Wi-Fi cameras, report his unpermitted electrical work, and take up ham radio. 10 minutes later, he went and told the painters they could put the ladder on his property. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.